Welcome to another episode of the CAYA podcast, where we come as we are, and this is episode 7. I'm joined along with my very beautiful co-host, Tootie, a.k.a. Narissa Watson, y'all.
What's up, y'all? I am back. I am so excited. This is episode 7, and guess what? Y'all know that number 7 is the number of completion. So if you don't know what that means, you might want to look it up. Back to you, Shane.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Y'all see how extra she is? She's super extra.
I'm nothing if I'm not extra.
I do like a little extra, though. but y'all, look, we got a big step in this junk today, y'all. I'm talking about, like, she came through and blessed us. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with y'all, this interview is really long overdue, right? Like,
yes,
we supposed to been had in this
overdue.
We supposed to been had in, but you know it don't matter. We here now, so we gonna let her introduce herself, y'all, and so Kaya, y'all welcome her, y'all. Give a little round of applause over there. We gonna let her introduce herself, y'all. Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, you guys. My name is Marisha, but I like to be called REE. I am REE Daniels. I am the owner of several businesses. However, my life is tailored around ministry. So my ministry is tailored to bring awareness to Christ and bring awareness to his people of what he wants to do in their life. And I just want to thank Tootie and Shane for having me a part of their podcast today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I said, we want to thank you for coming once again.
Yeah, thanks you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ree.
So for the people who don't know, tell the people where you from.
I am from Memphis, Tennessee. I grew up all over Memphis. We moved around a lot. However, my heart is set on North Memphis.
Hey,
I graduated from Fraser High School. So yeah, I'm an alumni of the Fraser High School, the best school of the best. So yeah, that is where I am from.
Okay then. Okay.
So I'm gonna ask one question. I'm gonna turn it over to Narissa.
Okay.
So, what led you to being, like, you say you do ministry and stuff like that?
Yes.
How long have you been doing ministry?
All my life, but no, seriously. I will say I've been in ministry all my life. However, I just stepped into it maybe a few years ago, like understanding like not only who I am, but who he is and why I am here. So.
And what led you to be like so Christ centered? Like, what led you to like to want to go in that direction?
Ministry has always been embedded in me. As a young girl, my grandmama took us to church every Sunday. However, as I grew older and I started having, children of my own, I wanted to not just go off of my grandmother's faith, but learn him for myself. And I just went through, a dark season in my life where I needed him. So I just had to, give in to him and allow him to, put me back together again.
Okay. Well, for one, that's a beautiful thing, Marisha. So you are a mother.
Yes.
And how many children do you have?
I have 3 little lambs.
3 little lambs? You got boys, girls?
I have 2 sons and a daughter.
2 sons and a daughter. Okay. And so let me ask you this. Are you a single mom?
Technically, I am a single mom. Mm-hmm. However, I do have help.
That's beautiful.
I do have help.
That's a beautiful thing. I just want to bring awareness to that because sometimes, the men don't always get the praise as well. Yeah. It's always the mom and the single mom. So, being that we are very closely knitted.
Yeah.
We are very closely knitted. We have been in church together. We worked together. Yes. So we've had quite a few encounters. So this is very special to me because I remember our conversations. I always tell you that the journey that you are on right now looks so good on you, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Let me tell you that I'm so proud. I remember those conversations on the phone at night. It'd be like midnight, and we like praying and like, Marisha, we got to do this. Like, Narissa, we got to do this. I'm like, we got to do this.
Yeah.
And to see you doing it brings me joy. So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Girl, I'm so proud of you. You're welcome. So I know that you're doing ministry and you have your hands in a lot of other things here in Memphis. So can you just kind of give us the rundown of like some of the other things that you have going on?
So, 2018, I started selling lashes. And I started selling lashes because I wanted to build relationships with women, just to, engage them in conversation to see where they are, not just in their personal life, but even in their walk with Christ. So that was my whole nature of starting my business. But ministry has always been a part of it because, like I said, it was about building relationships. And I host various events throughout the year. I do pop-up shops. I do like women's empowerment groups and stuff like that. So I really I have my hands in a lot of things. However, it's all connected, connecting us back to Christ. So.
Wow, I think that is beautiful. I'm glad that you are actually doing that, and then just being a vessel and not being selfish and keeping that good feeling to yourself. You want to spread it wide. You know what I mean?
That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really proud of you, Marisha. So, hey, you keep going, girl. You keep going. Go ahead, Shane.
So, everybody has things that motivates them, right? And, for some people, it could be hard for them for them to figure out what motivates them. So, break down some of the things that motivates you, keeps you going.
Okay, one of the biggest things for me is I always give reverence to my lambs. And the reason why I call my children lambs because I'm a sheep. And they're my biggest motivation because I just want to give them something that I didn't have. I have 6 other siblings, 5 sisters, 1 brother. So just being in a house, money was stretched. There's sometimes we wanted to get things that we couldn't get. There are sometimes we had to share a lot of things. So I just wanted to be able to show my children something different. They will always be my biggest motivation. And then in Jesus, because a lot of us, we really miss that piece. We miss, placing him in everything. So when I'm feeling low, if it's not him, it's my children that keeps me on the grind, because I know if I give up, then the people that my children are supposed to touch, they won't get reached. So I keep that in mind. If I don't do what I need to do, that'll keep them from doing what they need to do. And so those are my biggest motivations.
That's heartwarming because I feel the same way. My children motivate me, and if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then they can't do what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? People are connected to you, to your blessings, or their blessings are connected to you.
Right.
So the fact of just walking and doing what God is having you to do, once again, it's a beautiful thing, Marisha. So with that, do you teach your children entrepreneurship as well? Is that something that you're implementing in your life?
So my daughter, she started her business last year.
Let me hand clap. Hold on. She needs that. She's amazing. She amazing.
So she last year she started with the lip gloss. However, that really wasn't what warmed her, or that really kept her wanting to do it. So this year, you know, I surprised her on her birthday with a class so that she can learn how to make treats. So she has taken the entrepreneurial role from me. My sons, they're just my protectors.
Okay.
You know, they just come along for the ride.
Right.
And my son, my oldest son, he works. But yeah, he has that. He gonna be a CEO of a company.
Come
he
on,
definitely is.
come on, speak life.
Yeah. So
Speak
and then
life.
my baby boy, he's just along for the ride. Like that's the one who is active in a lot of sports. So yeah, you know, we're finding our way. You know, even though each one of us, and one thing that I will say, that even though each one of us are in different avenues, like, I always teach them to always be themselves and do what moves them and not what someone else wants them to do. Right. Because at first I wanted all of them to do entrepreneurship. However, that's not everybody's calling. Exactly. You know, if we all were entrepreneurs, how would the products be, you know, produced? Or, you know, how would, you know, so everybody does not, I teach them, everybody does not have to, you know, be an entrepreneur. But even if you're in the workforce, be your best at whatever it is that you do.
Whatever it is.
Wow. I think that's so good. I love that, Marisha. So if you could, like, remember one experience that kind of, like, changed your life and just made you want to be a better person, what would you say? Like, how would you explain it to us? Because I'm interested to know where this big woman came from inside of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a roaring tiger or something. Like,
yeah. So, one thing I will say, that one thing that started me in the business avenue was because at one point it was everything fell on me when it came to a financial standpoint. And I was just like, Lord, I need to do something that can bring an extra stream of income into the home. So I just began to pray about what it was that God wanted me to do. And I thought, you know, he was like, well, you love all things beauty. So, you know, you love to, you know, enhance yourself. So let's start there. So that's what got me into the business avenue. However, what, like, just brought this, I wouldn't say beast out of me, but just brought me into being me. Right. I went through a rough season where I didn't know myself. I didn't know myself, and again, you know, I always go to God about everything. Of course, I have my friends who I can talk to, but, you know, you can be unadulterated with him.
Exactly.
So I just, you know, just began to journey through the Bible. And as I journeyed through the Bible, I started to learn who I am. And I don't have to be silent in what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. He didn't call me to be silent. For so long, I used to be this type that was like, I don't like how I sound. Like, I got a loud, boisterous voice. Like, everybody can hear me. And God was like, that's why. Because it's gonna be you.
Exactly.
You know how most people need a microphone? I don't need one.
Okay, come on.
My voice can project, so it's like you have that. So it's like you can use that. Like, I think the thing that we dislike the most is the thing that God uses us in. You know, so it's like, now, Marisha, so what? You got a loud voice. Let it be heard.
Exactly.
So that's where I am. I think that was the pivotal moment for me.
Wow. You know what? Finding out who you are is one of the best things you can do in life. Find out what your purpose is, why you were created. That in itself is like a game changer. So, girl, keep going. I love it. Go ahead, Shane.
Okay, so, you know, like, oftentimes, like, we find ourselves celebrating others and hand clapping for others and stuff like that, to where sometimes we can lose sight of what we have going or what we trying to start doing. So I want you to tell me like how important is knowing when to. Well, I'm not gonna say knowing when to, because you can, if you just a supporter, you just a supporter. You're gonna do that regardless. Right. But like, how important is knowing like when to balance the two, like of supporting others and doing what you want to do, like making sure that you put you first.
Whew. That is funny that you asked me that, Chris. Because I think this year alone has taught me big. I am, like you said, if you say you finna build a rocket, I'm gonna be your biggest support. I'm gonna study that thing with you, so I can make sure that you build that rocket. And I think that was how I lost sight of me. Because I was focused so much on helping others that I pushed myself and my dreams to the side to make sure others were reaching their fullest potential. So I had to get to the point where I reevaluated it. Okay, so yeah, I know she getting where she wants to go, but how does it bring reverence to you and where you're trying to go? So I'm learning to celebrate myself. Right. You know, I don't care what it is. Like if you got an A on the test, Marisha, celebrate that. Yeah. You know, so, and then another thing for me was to balance that. It was, you be there for others, but you make sure that you showing up and showing out for yourself. Like I just take like me graduating. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it really hit me until like we was actually walking into the church, and I was like, I be downplaying myself. Like, Marisha, you be out here doing the thing, and I was just like, you know, and just, you know, and what I seen in that was, I don't try to, you know, why you ain't supporting me or why you not. You know what? That's not the case. Because the right people will be there. So take that as a learning experience. Stop showing up so much for everybody else when they're not doing the same. So it has to be a balance. Yes, I'm going to support you. However, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be there for myself. If I can't be there for you, just know I'm there with you in spirit. So you have to balance that, because people will burn you. Dead serious. People will burn you out with it. Yeah. You know, and then that they'll be looking so much for your support, but then when you evaluate the situation, it's like, I'm always showing up for you, but when it's something in my life that needs to be celebrated, you're not there. So I think that is something that I'm going to continue to implement. If I don't want to do it, I ain't doing it, because it's when it comes.
Hold on, Rich. We got a sponsor coming up. So after this sponsor, we'll be right back, y'all. Y'all stay tuned to the CAYA. Hey, welcome back to the CAYA. I hope y'all enjoyed this sponsor from BU Products. Y'all make sure y'all shop with her. Her link will be in the description of this video, y'all.
Well, so we were basically discussing showing up for yourself, Marisha. Like making sure you show up for yourself. So if you want to elaborate just a little bit more on that, like showing up for yourself, what does it look like?
Making sure that you're doing what you need to do to make sure that you are profitable in whatever it is that you're doing. You have to find a balance.
Yes.
Like, it's good, like I was saying, it's good to show up for others because, you know, that's how your business grows. That's how your ministry grows. It's out. Getting out, going to different networking events, you know, supporting others in what they do, because in turn they will begin to support you in what you do. Right. However, you have to find a balance, because if you're always showing up for people and they're never showing up for you, then you have to learn how to turn it back on to you. So
it ain't nothing wrong with putting you first.
It is
nothing wrong with it,
not.
especially if you've been putting everybody else first for a long time.
Yeah,
like, ain't nothing wrong with putting yourself first.
Yeah, and that looks different, and for me, I will say, like, put myself first. You know, like I said, if you see me, 80-90% of the time, I have my children.
Right.
You know, so even if it's nobody but me and them there, we're gonna celebrate. Yeah. Because that's something I'm teaching them. It does not matter how many people are in the room, as long as you and genuine people that you love are in the room with you. Yeah. That's impactful in itself.
It is.
So support you, and those who support you, you in turn, and get it'll just balance out, because I don't want it to be where people feel like, oh, she showed up for me, I owe her this. No, if you feel like you owe me anything, right, you're not. You definitely can stay at home.
And it's not genuine. It's not genuine.
No.
Nothing about it is genuine.
I was just saying that not too long ago. I think I made a video about that. I was pretty much saying that somebody could be like friends with you for years on Facebook, right? And they see what you do, and like you can be sharing they posts and stuff like that for years, because it's just who you are.
Yeah.
But it's like they like I said, they see what you do, but it's like the pride, like I'll just say the fakeness. The fakeness won't even let them react or share your post, because they know you will be like, that ain't genuine.
Right.
That's not genuine.
Right.
So
that's and Chris, like, I ain't even gonna lie to you, because this is come as you are.
It is.
I've been on a deleting spree. Seriously, I've been on a deleting spree. You know, and I'm dead serious. You know how they get the birthday thing that come up? Yeah. I go through there, and let's see how many times you done like something, share something, or even showed up to something I have. If you're not a benefit to me, you gotta go. Yeah. I'm learning to be unapologetically me. Yes. And it's not to discredit what you do. And I don't want to take anything away from what I do. However, we just don't serve each other no purpose anymore. Yeah. And one thing I've learned, I went to a conference years ago with some young ladies, and one of the ladies she was talking about was godly friendships. You know, and everybody, you got to understand, you can't walk with nobody unless you agree. But one thing she said to me that has helped me in my everyday life was longevity does not prove loyalty. And I was like you said, that just goes back to what you said. You can be friends with somebody for years. They watching what you do. I get people out when I'm out doing something. I can get people, they be like, I see what you doing. I ain't never seen you there, though. Right. I ain't ever seen you share a post, like it, or anything. So, see, you're silent. Why you want to be silent?
Yeah. Right.
Like, why do you want to be silent? Like, I get so many inboxes. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. Say that on my post.
Yeah, say it on your post.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, like, why do you feel like you have to be silent with your celebratory of me? You know? So, yeah.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. That is so funny that you are saying that, girl. That is...
Little bro just stepped in, y'all. Definitely
have to celebrate your small victories.
Yeah.
just any accomplishment, any goals that you have accomplished, celebrate it. You know, like give yourself a pat on the back. Be proud of it.
Yes.
You know, it's one step closer to actually having your dreams come true. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like literally. So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so since you just giving us all these good nuggets and all this good energy at the CAYA podcast, what we do is we shower you with some love, honey.
For sure.
Oh my!
Okay, so we have something special for you.
Oh my!
That's how we do it at the CAYA. For real.
Okay.
And being that it is Christmas, you get some Christmas wrapping, girl.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
To you.
Yes.
Thank you. Y'all can open it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's show the people.
Larissa, you wrapped this?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did it look good, didn't it?
Yeah. I need you to wrap these gifts I got at home.
I got you. You all see Jane.
If I would have wrapped that junk, you wouldn't even want me to wrap.
Oh my, this is so nice.
Oh my goodness.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I got one at home. My baby gonna enjoy that I got my own, so that he can keep the other one. Okay? So I'm like, you got to return it.
Exactly.
But now I have my own. I thank you guys. Thank you.
Girl, listen, it be stressful. First of all, this season is stressful. Okay?
Yes, it is.
The year has been stressful. The past 2 years has been stressful. So a little neck massage when you get off work, when you just chilling in the bed reading your book.
Yes.
Honey, come on.
Yes.
You can't beat it. So I really hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it. We love you. Thank you, Marisha. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Shane.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You did your thing with that one. But I know, like we touched earlier just a little bit on your graduation. So what school did you go to? What school did you graduate?
I graduated from MCUTS, and the acronym stands for Memphis College of Urban Theological Studies. They are under Union's umbrella, so my degree is through Union.
Come on, degree.
I don't know what that means, but I'm glad you got your degree, but I don't know what I don't want to be like, yeah, and I don't know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? So what you mean by union? It's under union.
So in the business world, you collab with different people. So Union is the university. They're the 4-year college. Memphis College of Urban Theological Studies. That is the actual school in which I went to school with, but my degree will be coming from. My degree came from Union.
Okay.
So they're a university. So I don't want to misquote. However, like you get a certificate with them, with MCUTS, but with Union, it's a degree. You're accredited. Like it just looks different.
Come on.
I would just say that it looks different. It looks different.
Well, give her another round of applause, baby, on this thing right there. She got all this going on. She got these pop-up shops she got going on. She just a very busy event planner. You know what I'm saying? And
hallelujah.
I just want to give you your flowers and stuff while you're here. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of folks don't do that.
They
you know what I'm saying? So we want to give you your flowers while you're here. I think we need to get some actual flowers and start giving out their flowers and stuff.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm with it. You know me, I like flowers.
You see how we just in here? We just coming over stuff?
We need to do that.
That's how it's supposed to be.
I didn't even know you was in school though.
Yeah, I didn't really post much about that because sometimes you just gotta go through a silence.
Yep.
Because when people see where you are going, and this is so transparent, y'all. I think this is about the most transparent I'm gonna be.
Let's go.
These 2 years have been so rough for me, and it's not from a spiritual standpoint. Just in my natural life, I'll just give y'all a snippet. I just went through people that I thought were of the faith that really wasn't. In my first year, I don't think I've really shared this much, but after my first year, it became so rough for me because January the 11th, I went to jail.
Wow.
I went to jail. And I didn't go to jail for something I did. I went to jail because I had a jealous friend. That scene where God was taking me and they wanted to interfere in those plans. So I went to jail. Like, thank God the police knocked on the door, but, you know, they didn't arrest me right then because my children were home. But I had to turn myself in later on that night. You know, because I just didn't want, I didn't want my children to see me going out in handcuffs. I didn't want my children to just see that, you know, but yeah, I went to jail for 24 hours.
A long
and
time.
I was just, and walking in there, the lady was like, you don't even look like you belong, Chris. I said, I don't.
Right.
I don't. But I didn't even know why I was there. Like, I didn't even know why. I sat there for a few hours, and, you know, they take you through the process. I went to pre-trial. That's when I understood. I was made aware of why I was there. A jealous friend got one of her jealous friends to put a false charge on me. I'm like, how can someone even file a police report and not even, I mean, first of all, how can somebody file a police report? That's false, first of all. And then y'all actually issue me a warrant. Y'all ain't got my side of the story. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all, but I count it all joy.
Oh, because you still doing your entrepreneurship thing. You still got these events going. You still got a degree out of it. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that was a dark place for me because I didn't really want to tell many people. Because I felt like not only was I letting myself down, but I felt like I was letting those who believed in me down. And that's real raw and uncut. I'm not this serious. I went through a very dark place during that time. Like, because I wanted to react like the old me. You know, I'm like, Lord, hey, it's time.
No Memphis.
I got to go. They want, but in that, God said, if you do that, what would that prove?
Exactly.
Right.
You're giving them what they want.
The fruit that they find.
You know, so y'all, there was a very dark place for me, like having to be silent. And I learned in that silence isn't weakness. That's not a sign of weakness. That's, for me, that's growth.
Ooh, girl.
You know? Because
Tell
the
the Lord,
old
thank you.
Marisha, if you knew me, I'm jumping off the porch.
Marisha, I'm finna throw this mic at you.
I'm jumping off the porch, and that's serious. Like, you playing with my, first of all, you playing with my livelihood.
Right.
Like, I was, not only am I in seminary, but I was working. You know what I'm saying? I was working full time in a hospital. Like, I'm doing, like, I have a career. Then I have a business. Then on top of that, I'm a mother. You know, but you know what, Chris, and this dead serious. You know, when I got out of jail, you want to know what I did?
What?
I text. I did. And you know what it probably, it confused her so, because she didn't know what to say. I said, see, I wanted to do it this way. But in that cell, God began to work on me. Ooh. I forgive you.
Ooh.
I forgive you for whatever you say I've done. I forgive you. Because, see, what you thought I was going to do was be you. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to do that. Because, see, God going to deal with you on that. So it was just, you know, just having to come back out of it. Like, y'all, that weighed mentally on me. Like, just sitting there in that cell, not have, like, I'm worried about what my kids doing. I can't pick up the phone and talk to them. You know, I have a daughter. Like, if I love all of my children, but, you know, it's just hit different when you have a daughter because she is looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, they're all a reflection of me, but Chris, if you've seen my daughter before,
yeah,
she a split image.
Exactly, she is.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what? Like, I didn't know what was going through her mind, you know, and then my oldest son, like, that, my boys are my protection. My son, like, I'm 14, but we can go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my kid, it's just like, yeah, so yeah. And you know, even a week, it was the same week. It came back up, like they sent, you know what I'm saying? Like they just keep picking. I'm just like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. So it's just, you know, I'm just learning to just be still, basically. Just be still and let God fight my battle.
Be obedient.
Yeah, he gonna win anyway. So
Sounds like surrenderance to me.
it does.
That's what it sounds like. That is, Marisha, no one would have ever even thought that you went through something like that. Like, that is a very crazy story to hear.
The judges even was like,
why are you here? Right, like, why are you here, man?
But like I said, I counted all joy because what the enemy meant for my bad.
All charges dismissed and all that.
All the charges was dismissed.
See?
Now they're fighting.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now they're fighting.
Because you don't know what God I serve. I'm sorry. Obviously, he's your God too, sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's your God too. Mm-hmm. So just like he's protecting me, he's going to protect you too. But however, he don't like for you to play with his children.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play with my child.
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Come on. Go ahead.
So what's next? What you got? What's up your sleeve?
So I am going into the avenue of coaching. In all honesty, I want to be able to step away from the world of offering a product, selling you a product. I want to offer you a service. I love speaking. I am going to be a public speaker.
Hold on, y'all. I don't want to cut her off. She loves speaking. I ain't gonna fault that. She does, but she's camera shy.
Yeah.
So she gonna have to get used to these cameras now.
She gonna have to.
Like for real.
Yeah. Period. On period.
Yeah.
Well, continue.
But yeah, so I want to be more impactful. Yeah. I was sitting talking with Narissa earlier just about, when you get into the entrepreneur world, it's you in your mind, it's like, I gotta make money. But that's not what God has for me. Mm-hmm. It's not about the money, it's about the impact. So I'm looking to be more impactful. I'm hosting a girlfriends brunch with a group of ladies that we gonna turn the game up.
Already
in all avenues. So.
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
The ticket's $35. Okay,
it's sold out, baby.
It's sold out. They were $35.
Keep busy, friends. We'll be in attendance. If you ain't know, now you know.
Okay, yeah, he gonna be in attendance. Keep busy. Okay. Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got so many things in store in 2022. And it's not just from a business aspect, but it's from a ministry aspect. In 2019, I hosted my first event, and that's what it was. Converging business with ministry, because really your ministry is your business. So, yeah, just be on the lookout for what's to come.
Well, I want to ask you one more question. But we're going to go to another commercial real fast. We're going to take a little break, but I want to ask you something real fast.
Okay.
Hey, welcome back to the CAYA. I hope y'all enjoyed that commercial, man. We back. So, I got a question I want to ask you. And how do you feel about? Well, I just say this: when you go to church and you're giving tithes and offerings, and the pastor say, in order to go to heaven, you must give tithes and offerings. And church is just in that building, but you can also have church wherever. You know what I'm saying? You can stand on the streets and you can praise, whatever you choose to do. But it's two ways. I feel like it's two ways you can do that. You can give tithes and offerings. I feel like one way is that way in the church, and another way you can do it by, like, if you get $100 bill or something and you just break it down to 5, you just go around just giving away to homeless people or who they ain't even got to be home. You can just bless somebody with it.
Right.
I feel like that's the same thing as paying tithes and offerings, as long as you're doing the right thing with it. So how do you feel about that?
Well, one thing that a scripture, we can always go to the Bible with it. He says, bring ye tithes into the storehouse, so there will be meat in your house as well. So, you're right. We can, tithing does not have to be done from a church standpoint. Because like you said, church is just, that's the actual building. But church is in you. One pastor had told me once before, like, if you don't have, like, what if I don't, faith looks different from person to person. If I know my light bill is due and you telling me to give you this, in my mind, I'm focused on, okay, if I give you this, because it's not that I'm wavering in my faith, it's just that my faith is not as strong to trust that if I put all of this money that I have in my purse, that you gonna bless my house too. So that's something that you have to pray about. Because if you don't have the 10% to give in the church, you can do it outside. Like, you may have an elderly person that doesn't have a car, maybe don't have children that stay here, but they need to go to the grocery store. Offering your time to take them to the grocery store. If you see, like you said, somebody on the corner, and they ask you for something, you make up your 10%. I feel like it's a balance. It's the building, and then it's once you leave the building. One quote that I heard that really sticks with me: a sermon lived is far greater than a sermon preached. Like, you can preach one thing to me, but how are you living once you leave me? So it's not about what we do in the church that matters. It's what we do once we leave the church.
Yeah, that's a high five, a hand clap on that.
Okay, yeah. I was so in tune.
So it's like you're and I honestly, and I'm not discrediting anybody, but I think from a pulpit, from a pastor standpoint, a majority of them, they speak about prosperity and wealth. However, they neglect the soul. They neglect the whole person. Like, I don't even know if that's in scripture, Chris, where it says, giving that money will get you into heaven. It's your service. Like, again, it just goes back to what I said. A sermon lived is far greater than a sermon preached. So if you feeling like, because, okay, I do this, all these deeds, and I'm giving this, if you think that's the reason, the way you're going to get into heaven, you got the wrong mindset. True. Because there has to be a change that take place in you. Like, you're not just giving to say, oh, I'm going to get into heaven, or I want to get into heaven. You got to be in relationship. And he would tell you, okay, be mindful in what you do. Like, I think there was something for me too. You know what I'm saying? Because we get so caught up, I got to pay my, but you lacking. You know what I'm So it can go both ways. If you don't have the money to give, offer your service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with that, Marisha. Your tithes is just your money, and I learned that as well from an older lady, not even from church. Like, she literally told me, that tithing is not just your money, your 10%. Like, it's you. Bring you. What are you bringing to the kingdom? Mm-hmm. You know, if it is your $5, if that's all you got, or your $1.50, you know, whatever, that's fine. And however, when you get through at the end of the day, you still have to do more. That's not your doorway to heaven. Yeah, God see your heart, right? Right. And so, your actions show you. Mm-hmm. But what you do shows who you are as a person. Right. So, the way that people put this, like, you have to do this. This is what you should do. You know, it's overrated. Yeah. It's overrated. Like, step 1, step 2, you should do this. Step 3, step 4. Yeah. And step 10, you're going to get into heaven. No.
Yeah. And I think, and not to, you know, and just not to cut you off, I didn't mean to. No. But, you know, now one thing I can say he did tell us to do is to be a cheerful giver. Mm-hmm. If you're going to give it grudgingly, don't give it at all, because you're not giving with the right intent. Right. You know, and then in some, like I said, some people that's in the pulpit, they misquote things. You know, like you was saying, you have. The Bible never told me I had to do anything, because God offered me free will. Like, he's telling me if I do it this way, it's going to happen like this. And if you choose to do it this way, it's going to happen like that. So he's giving you a choice. He's allowing you to be in the decision-making process. And I feel like for me, and I'm just being real, just journaling through the Bible and learning God for myself, it's not about what they preach to us on a Sunday morning. It goes in depth, you know, because they preach what they want to preach to us so that they can fill their seats in the church. You know, so, and I'm not saying that's all pastors' perspective, you know, but majority, it's all about filling their seats in the collection plate versus capturing the whole person. It's good that you give me your money. You know, it's good that you're blessing my house. But how can I be a blessing to you? And I think that's where a lot of pastors miss. Like, for me, I have a heart for youth. And I have a heart for women. So you can't tell a child to be faithful in something that they don't even know. They don't even know the concept yet. You know what I'm saying? And you're telling a single mother, like, you know, just thinking about the widow. All those people in the Bible was given out of abundance. But when she put her 2 little pennies in there, he said, I received her gift more than I received y'all, because see, she gave out of desperation. Mm-hmm. She gave me all she had, but see, you got more to give. She don't. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of ways. Like, I just tell people, like, and that's something else I'm going to do too, Chris. I want to teach people the word, because I don't want, my desire is to grow disciples, you know, because a lot of people have lost the faith in the church because they were so caught up in the person that stands in the pulpit that they forgot that he's just a vessel or she's just a vessel.
They are human.
So it's like when the church let you down, you feel like God let you down. Mm-hmm. I ain't do that. I ain't have no part in this, so why would you give up on me? Mm-hmm. So I want people to get to the point where what they do on Sunday morning, Saturday morning, Tuesday morning, whatever. You don't just use it. Right. You don't idolize them. Cause he a jealous God. Mm-hmm. You have a relationship with me. What he give you it's just an it's just addition to what you already know. It's confirming something that you already know. So I want to teach. That was my whole reason for going to seminary, was because I wanted to know God on a deeper level, not just from on a Sunday morning concept. You know, so I want to be a disciple making disciples, because that's how we grow. And not just, and some people, you don't reach people in a church all the time. You know, a drug dealer get reached on the corner because he ain't stepping into the church. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The prostitute, she getting reached on the corner because she ain't coming to the church. You know, so you just got to meet people where they are, like you said. Like, that's why I'm looking to do more community outreach, things in a community where we bring reverence to our everyday situations and also bring us back into relationship with God.
Yes.
What would you tell someone who came to you and they just really didn't have a religion, but they believed in a higher power, and they did they tried to their best ability to live right, but they're kind of like bi-curious because they don't know, well, I don't just really believe this religion thing, but I feel like since it's been pushed on me, or I grew up being a Christian or this religion, that if I don't serve Christ as well, I won't get to heaven just by serving God. What would you tell somebody like that?
Whew, there go. It just keep coming back up. That's how I know this shirt was on point. Yeah, so relationship will always trump religion. I grew up Koji, so that's just a religion, and we are in those religions, we have traditions that we go by. And if we step outside of those, I guess we would call those boundaries, they feel like you left God. But I'm learning to worship God in the way that soothes my soul. The Bible tells us that the only way to him is through him, through which is his son. So you have to know not only God, everybody knows that there's a higher power because we know we didn't get here on our own account. However, we neglect the Jesus part of it and the Holy Spirit part of it because a lot of times we get so big in ourselves. We feel like, well, in the Bible it said we gods too. That we're little gods though, because He's the God of, he's the God of gods. He's the Lord of lords. Like the Bible talks about different, he never said that there's not other gods. However, they are false gods, because they ain't did what he has done. They ain't created anything. They made those gods out of images. They carved them out of gold and silver, but he's the spirit. When Jesus ascended into heaven, he became the Spirit. So we have to believe in the Trinity, the God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so our giving will not be the only thing that gets us into heaven. We have to live by it as well.
Hey guys, my name is Narissa, and I am the founder and CEO of Make Me Beautiful. So, Make Me Beautiful pretty much is an organization, nonprofit organization that I started that pretty much the goal is to inspire, to uplift, to help people love themselves. It's good for mental health. It's good to just pamper yourself and to love on yourself, because if you can't love yourself, then it'll be hard to love others. So, these are the boxes that I am working on. Well, this is one of the boxes that I'm working on. Hope that you guys can see it really, really well. It says, you are the God that works wonders. And that's Psalms, I can barely see that, 77, 13, and 14. So this box is just to inspire this young lady, just to keep going and know that God is with her. And, it's really nice. It has little pampering stuff in it, little things. She can do her nails. It has perfume. A loofah, which I just found out what they was, but it's a loofah. Just little oils and things, and books where she can journal. So the goal that I try to go for is, I have these affirmation cards. Like, I have so many different affirmation cards. So these cards just have all kind of different sayings on them. Be happy, be bright, be you. Be brave and keep going. Like, the whole message is to just be inspired. Like, in these times, it's really, really hard. People are lonely. People are hurting. People feel just isolated because of the pandemic and just because of their own personal reasons. So my goal is just to help people feel uplifted and to feel loved, and first love themselves so they can recognize what real love looks like. Because sometimes when we're caught up in our own mess, we don't really realize it. So and we also may be pushing away people who actually truly love us because we don't really know how to recognize love. So anyway, these cards are amazing. These just on a few of them that I have. I have multiple cards, but I do have other boxes that I am working on. These aren't quite finished, but I am working on these as well. And they have little booklets in them, and polishes and lip glosses and lotions. And it's really like a pampering box, like love yourself, treat yourself, make yourself feel good. So if you guys are interested in these boxes, or just, you know, have a concern or whatever, you know, feel free to reach out to me. I'm working on my website right now, so it's not quite done, but you can reach me on Facebook on the Narissa Watson. Also, I have an email at makemebeautiful2020@gmail.com. You can always inbox me. Also, you can always reach me at 901-643-4611. So, guys, be inspired, feel loved, love you, be the best version of yourselves, and keep going. Have a good night.
You want to chime in?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that topic is always a really good and broad topic. It can go on and on and on. There's not a stopping. There's no stopping point there. And I totally agree with everything that you said, Marisha. I don't have a nay in none of that. You know what I mean? Like, you have to believe in his creation and what he gave us. You know, because if he didn't give it to us, we would not be here. We would not yet be still standing and being able to still be sinners and be forgiven and still living. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to have a belief in something when you're being told this, you know, like, because it also says don't trust man. You know what I'm saying? It says don't trust man. However, God has blessed people as well to give you his word, because sometimes we can't go get it for ourselves. Sometimes some people are just not equipped to go search and seek and receive. So sometimes it's got to be given from that drug dealer. A drug dealer can bless you. Do you hear me? A homeless man can bless you. A prostitute can bless you. They might know the word better than you do. You know what I'm saying? You suit and tie, and you got money, and you good out here. You know what I mean? So it's just all about literally seeking God for yourself and saying the words like, God, I want to know you better. I want to have an encounter with you. Whatever it is that I am confused about, please make it clear. Make it clear so I won't even think anything else other than what you want me to think. So that part is like soothing your soul, like pouring into you, choosing you first. Because I want to be able to meet the King one day. I want to be able to walk through the gates, and it might take. I don't think everybody gets to heaven the same way. No. I don't. Maybe that one thing you did not surrender to God may send you to hell. Right. Maybe that smoking a cigarette, I mean, whatever it is, whatever. It may be that little thing that doesn't get you to the place, because he was telling you, I need you to do this. This is what I want you to surrender. This one right here. Now, don't just give me this and you don't want to give me this one. I'm begging you for this one. Come on, this might get you in there. It ain't the fact that you were a true forgiver. I was a true forgiver. How come I ain't get in there? Well, I asked you to do this, and you didn't do this. You were disobedient. Right. You see what I'm saying? So the relationship is, God's going to teach you, yes, this is what it is. No, this is what it's not. This is what I want you to do. This is what you shouldn't do. So it's all about seeking, doing your part, and you're going to be all right. So I totally agree with you, sis. I love it. Well, that was a good question.
The CAYA, we want to thank y'all for tuning in with us today, man.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank Marisha for coming through.
Yeah.
You're always welcome through here. But I'm gonna give you this mic right here because a little technical difficulties right here. But we're gonna let you close it out. I'm gonna let you close it out with my mic.
And I'm closing. I need to come close. Okay. So I need to close it out.
You can just let it say, even with whatever you
Oh. Okay. Okay. So, as we close out, I want to leave you guys with this notion. Always be you. Be authentically you. Like, don't try to walk in the shadows of nobody else because you'll run yourself dry trying to be something that you're not. But when you're enjoying you, when you're being you, celebrating you, you're bound to win because you are being who God has created you to be. That's it.
Thank you, Marisha. See you at the CAYA next time.